Yes, dear students, in this video we talk about the significance of fruit and seed. See here, the integument of ovules are hardened as a tough protective seed coats. Here, the seed coats are which are made by the integuments. The seed coat is nothing but the integuments, or the seed coat are made by the integuments of ovules. And see, the micropyle the remains as a small pore in the seed coat. Here, the ovule which is totally covered by the two integuments. Here the integuments are converted into seed coat, and the micropyle region which is converted into small pores, and this pore which is used to entry of the oxygen and water during the germination process. That is used to entry of the water and oxygen during the germination process. That is the importance of micropyle. And as the seed matures, its water content is reduced, and the seeds become relatively dry, up to 10 to 15% moisture by the mass. See here, here it is what is meant by here, it is the dehydration process. Here the water is evaporated, water is dehydrated from the seed up to 10 to 15% only. 10 to 15% of the moisture only present in the mature seed. Here it is the dehydration process. Here the seed, when the seed has only 10 to 15%, that seed is called a dry seed. And in general, here the general metabolic activity of the embryos slows down, and the embryo may enter into a state of inactivity called dormancy. Here, generally the seeds are dry. That seeds are contains only 10 to 15% of the moisture, and that seed, here the embryo is activity slows down in the seed. Here the embryo may enter into the state of inactivity called dormancy. Here the embryo undergoes the state of inactivity position, that is called that inactivity position, which means the metabolic activity is slows down, or the metabolic activity is stopped. That condition is called dormancy. Here the metabolic activity is stopped. That condition is called dormancy. Here in favorable conditions, here that seed it is in favorable conditions, which means high moisture, which means adequate moisture, adequate oxygen, adequate temperature, then that seed will germinate. In the adequate condition, in the favorable conditions only that seed will germinate. And here the favorable conditions are available, they germinate. Here what are the favorable conditions? Here adequate water, or adequate moisture, or adequate oxygen, and adequate temperature. That is the conditions of the germinating seeds. Here many fruits have evolved mechanisms. For the dispersal of seed. A fruit is an adaptation for the dispersing seed. Example, see here the coconuts floats on the water. Floats on the water. Here the Martinia. Here it is the tiger clap plant. Here it is a catch on the animal fur. Which means here it is the dispersing. Here dispersing the one place to the other place. Which means here the seeds are dispersing from the one place to the other place. Which means here the species richness is increasing. Here the species are increasing. Here the species are abundantly increasing from one place to the other place by the spreading of their seed by the carriers like animals or other birds or any other animals. They are using any other animals. Here they are spreading their seeds by the various vectors. Here the seeds of guava and figs are eaten by birds, or not They are not digestible or indigestible. They are not indigestible, but the hard seed coat is partly softened. Partly softened. Here, the seeds of guava and figs are eaten by the birds, but that seeds are indigestible to the birds. So the seeds are partially softened, and it will the extract of these seeds or these extracts of these one are released onto the earth, which is in favorable conditions. That seeds are germinated on the earth, and here there is a wide variation. There is a wide variation in the size of the mature seeds. There is a wide variation in the size of the mature seeds, which means the seeds are less, which means the seeds are size of the seeds are very small, and some are microscopic, some are macroscopic, which means their size is variation. Their size is widely variation, which is among the species to species, the size of the seed is vary. Size of seed is vary. Example, see the orchids. See, the orchid seed is microscopic. In the orchid seeds are microscopic, and the seeds are produced in more numbers. The seeds are microscopic and produced in more numbers. Each seed measures 85 micrometers. Here, each seed measures 85 micrometers, and weight is 0.81 micrograms. 0.81 micrograms, whereas the largest seed, here the largest seed also can be seen in Lodycia maldivica. Here it is a microscopic seed. Here in the orchid there is microscopic seeds, but here it is in Lodycia maldivica. Here it is the largest seed. Can be seen in Lodycia maldivica. Largest seed can be seen in Lodycia maldivica. Here there is a double coconut. Lodycia maldivica is the double coconut, and which measures 30 centimeters long. This seed measures 30 centimeters long and nearly 90 centimeters in their circumference. Here 30 centimeter long and 90 centimeters in circumference, and 18 kg their weight. That seed weight is 18 kg. And there are several records. Here, after the dispersal of the seed, they are viable in some months. After the dispersal of the seeds, their viability is different. Their viability in some species, they are in after the dispersal of the seed, they are viable for a few months. But in some species, they are viable for a few years. And see, there are several records of very old yet the viable seed. Here the oldest is that of the lupin. Here the lupin plant, the Lupinus arcticus, excavated from the Arctic tundra. The seed germinated and flowered. The seed is germinated and flowered after the estimated record of 10,000 years of dormancy. 10,000 years of dormancy. Here, which means the embryo, which means the seed. Here the seed is in 10,000 years of in dormancy condition. 10,000 years of in dormancy condition. After the 10,000 years, the seed will germinate, which means the metabolic activity is in favorable condition. In favorable condition, that seed is metabolic activity is reoccur, and metabolic activity is going on, and that seed is germinated and they are flowered after 10,000 years. Here the dormancy, which means it is in inactive condition. The metabolic activity is stopped partially, stopped instantly. Here, and after the 10,000 years, the Lupinus arcticus, they are germinated and flowered after the 10,000 years of the dormancy. In the recent record of the 2,000 years of the old viable seed is the date palm is the date palm, that is Phoenix dactylifera. Phoenix dactylifera. Here it is discovered during the archaeological excavation. Archaeological excavation at the King's Herald Palace near Dead Sea. Near Dead Sea. Here near the Dead Sea. So this is about the significance of fruit, and this is about the significance of fruit and seed. I hope you have understood. Thank you.